Maybe it will be interesting for you to speak a little bit about stagnation in bodybuilding. Everybody has known a situation that you adapted a YouTube channel advice or an article in the bodybuilding magazine to your own training, as they were promising you maybe spectacular results. But too many times it doesn't work at all as you were promised. Your body might react very well in the beginning, at the start, but after a certain time everything stops. No results anymore, just the first small positive touch. The most important negative point from such an experience is telling yourself that you are not adapted with your genetics to have progress, and eventually you try maybe later illicit products. That's the absolutely wrong solution. The best solution is to avoid all immediate reactions to any advice. The syndrome of stagnation is well known, and not only in bodybuilding, but nearly in all sports. The stagnation can be usually a result of overtraining, but it can happen even in a normal situation, standard situation. In bodybuilding exists a special status of homeostase. But before speaking about homeostase, let's give us a question. Why we go to the gym? What we want to achieve? Let's forget about bigger muscles, more defined muscles. Let's forget about competitions, judgments of bodybuilders. Let's forget about all usual gym standards. Just let us concentrate to the human body. What do mean bigger muscles for our body? Is it from the medical point of view good to have big muscles? Is the big muscle concept well incorporated into the whole life program for our body? I am sure that many could be surprised by the answers. Yes, until a certain amount, it is an advantage for our body to have bigger muscles. All bodybuilders must know that muscle hypertrophy is not a big positive factor for our body at all, as our body must do enormous efforts to supply nutrition for such big muscles. Our whole nervous and hormonal system must do enormous effort for a good coordination of all body activities. Our heart must secure a higher blood circulation to larger body parts. Every doctor can tell you that muscle hypertrophy means big effort for our body, and in a certain amount it's really not an advantage for our body. The well-balanced situation in human body is called homeostase. In an optimal healthy situation, income of energy corresponds to the energy spent, which means the body should have optimal weight and all metabolic activities are perfect. This means the body is not taking weight, but not losing weight. Obesity and cachexy, which means very tiny people, are not a result of an optimal function of the body. But also the muscle hypertrophy is not a natural optimal situation for our body. As a matter of fact, whether a body has too much fat or too much muscles, the organism is doing everything in order to come to a normal, balanced situation. If we take this consideration to bodybuilders, bodybuilders are in fact going against interests of their body. Bodybuilders do not want a balanced situation. Not only they work for muscle hypertrophy, and this they work daily or let's say many times a week, they want always that the hypertrophy is bigger and bigger. The bodybuilders are putting regular stress on their bodies and they want a hypercompensation for that because they are looking for muscle growth all the time. After each training, our body is in a catabolic state. The basic reserves of energy have been consumed. The muscle fibers are destroyed by hard training. The mental and hormonal system are sending an alarm that the situation is not balanced in the body. If we leave the body in this situation, we would lose muscles. We could even come to a muscle atrophy, the contrary of hypertrophy. But if after a training we can supply to our body suitable meals as a source of new energy, and we let our body above all relax, the body is reacting by a supercompensation, which means for us new muscle mass. The body is really working hard after a training with full engagement in the gym. Not only it has to change the catabolic status to anabolic status, but it must cover all other negative points and results of the training. Only if we understand this process, we can understand the term of stagnation. Everybody must admit and consider that the stagnation is not only a result of bad behavior of bodybuilders, as for training or nutrition, but it is also a status which the body is looking for. For the body, it's a normal situation. Stagnation is nothing else as to bring the body to a right balance. But the bodybuilding, again, is searching to go over such a situation of balance. And this factor is the main problem for many bodybuilders. We all have to know that the body claims and demands are always parallel with the training results. The better are our bodybuilding results, the more we have to invest into our body to get the results, of course. Such an investment is not only concerning the nutrition, but also intensity of the training. If we do not have sufficient number of calories intake, if we stay for years with the same program and order of exercises and even with the same weights, we are bringing our body to a balance. This is an advantage for our body, but for us it means stagnation. In the next video I will speak about how to overgo the stagnation, but before I will do another video about a similar problem like stagnation, and this problem is called overtraining. But in the meantime, I wish you a pleasant day and a good training. Thank you for listening.